first class hasn't come yet. There's 4 first grade classes. So you got the second graders and the kindergartners. I think the kindergartners went first. I dressed him up nice. Didn't you see how I dressed him?
No.
He looks good. Oh, look. I see Rachel.
She looks cute.
They don't have a camera with them, so I'll send them, give them a copy of this.
I'm going to stick up there and take a quick picture. The volume isn't on, is it?
Yeah, it is. Hi, Rachel.
Where is he?
These are the kindergartners, sweetie. Kindergartners are going first.
Okay, go back in. Go back in. Yeah, go back in. You gotta listen to what they're doing.
of the staff and students, we'd like to welcome you to tonight's Christmas concert. The children and Mrs. Sandine have worked very hard and are very excited and eagerly awaiting to perform for you. I just have a couple announcements before we get going though. Please look in your youngest or your only child's backpack tonight if you haven't already. And there'll be a half sheet of paper kicking off the Oakwood Elementary Food Drive. It officially starts tomorrow, December 2nd, and will end next Tuesday, December 9th. And then the Kiwanis will come and pick up all the canned and dried goods on Wednesday the 10th. The other announcement is we'd like to have you silence all your cell phones and pagers in courtesy to the students as they're performing. And if you can't silence them, please shut them off. So again, on behalf of the Oakwood staff and students, I would like to wish all of you the most joyous of holiday seasons. And I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Sandine and the children. Please enjoy the concert. Thank you.
Appreciate that very much. And of course, Mrs. Rothing put together the program, the beautiful new program that you have. And Mr. Schultz, what can you say, a great guy. And the whole staff of Oakwood. And I consider you all to be the Oakwood Elementary School family. All the parents, students, and everybody. Appreciate all your help. We're glad we're here to share this music moment. Thank you. Happy holidays. And here's the kindergarten doing the turkey woogie. kindergarten is going to wish you good night with the help of Catherine, Margaret, Alicia, and Lacey, 5th grade girls.
Good night, room. Good night, light. Good night, window. Trees, good night. Good night, stockings. Good night, chair. Good night, people. Everywhere.
And first will be Mrs. Kate Miller's class will come down. So parents, if you can come down over here to meet your kindergartner, to take them back to sit with you, that would be great. You are awesome, friends.
I didn't see him with camouflage. There he is.
Mama, I can't see.
He got stuffed all the way at the back.
Let me stand right by Daddy.
Hey, kid.
Yep, JJ's coming. He's right over there.
We don't really know what he wants to say.
Hey, AJ, we're right here in the front, buddy. Give it your best, dude. Oh, he's right next to his little booper.
I'm sure he wants to hear that on the video.
Too bad. It's a little dark to take a picture. Okay.
Thank you. I think we're ready to start. What a large first grade we have, but they're awesome. Are you ready? For a happy holiday greeting. Here we go. Over the river and through the woods with a little twist from Paul and Teresa Jennings.
is us?
Can you see? Can you see AJ?
No.
It's on right there.
Yeah?
Angels in the snow.
So cute.
Awesome. So handsome.
Good evening. If this is too loud, someone just let me know. I'd like to introduce myself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Cece Gagavix, and I'm the owner and administrator of Kimsey Castle Daycare. And I'm really nervous. I've never done this before. So I would like to start out by thanking the staff. They've worked really hard on all these songs. Every day, they've worked very, very hard. I want to thank Brian's cousin Jay for videotaping, Brian for downloading all the music and doing the sound system, and Sierra for helping with the programs. And most of all, I want to thank Miss Kay for organizing the entire program. She did everything. Props, the girls helped with the props, but Kay organized everything. She did a really good job. So here's Miss Kay.
Thanks, Cece. Welcome to Kimsey Castle. This is our first year's annual holiday program. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kate Ebert. I am the 4 and 5 preschool teacher. And tonight we're going to take you around the world. And as we celebrate some of the different small world celebrations, you will hear folk tales and songs. I do have one small announcement to make before we do get started. Our special guest, our visitor for the evening, is sick, so there won't be an appearance at the end of the show. Folk tales are universal, making them natural bridges between the cultures. Because your children can easily identify with the stories, they will come to learn that children all over the world share similar fantasies, hopes, and dreams. Here's a poem called The Children's Song. Listen to the children, listen to their song. Voices filled with hope, come and sing along. Listen to their future, listen to their theme. One world for all to share. Listen to their dream, listen to the rhyme. Peace across the land, listen to the promise. Children, hand in hand. Come and raise your voices, fill the world with harmony. Sing the children's songs. We'll begin tonight our program with our twos singing Jingle Bells, and then they're going to sign I Love You. Mexico, where we will hear about Mexican celebrations and folk tales. It takes a little while to get to Mexico. Mexican celebration. Christmas is truly a festive time for children in Mexico. Around the second week in December, they begin helping their families set up nativity scenes. In the markets, they visit stalls filled with brightly colored Christmas toys, lanterns, hand-carved figurines, and flaming red poinsettias. For holiday snacks, they stop at little street corners to buy candy, nuts, fruits, and other sweets. But it is the night of December 16th that children look forward to, for that is the beginning of Las Padosa. On each of the 9 nights before Christmas, the children and their families reenact the story of Mary and Joseph, searching for a place to stay in Bethlehem. Holding candles, they walk in a procession from house to house, singing songs for which they ask for lodging. At each house they are turned away until finally they reach the place where the evening's festivities are to be held. There they are welcomed and invited to come in for a party. For the children, the highlight of the party is the breaking of the piñata, a clay pot shaped like a bird or an animal that is covered with bits of paper and filled with candies, fruits, nuts, and small toys. The piñata is hung from the ceiling by a rope. Then one at a time, the children are blindfolded and given a stick to which they try to break the piñata, while the adult pulls the rope up and down. When the piñata is finally broken and the goodies fall to the ground, the children scramble to pick it up. On Christmas Day, some children may get presents, but traditionally they wait until the Three Kings Day on January 6th. The night before, they leave out their shoes. The next morning they find their shoes filled with presents left by the 3 kings who long ago brought gifts for baby Jesus. We'll now hear the flower of Christmas Eve, the Mexican folktale. Long ago, in a small Mexican village, there lived a little girl named Maria and her brother Pablo. Maria and Pablo were very poor, but they always looked forward to Christmas. Each year a large manger scene was set up in the village church, and the days before Christmas were filled with parties. Maria and Pablo loved Christmas, but one thing made them sad. Because they were so poor, they had no money to buy presents. They especially wished for something that they could give to the church for baby Jesus, but they had nothing. On Christmas Eve, Maria and Pablo set out to church to attend the Christmas service. Along the way, they saw some bright green plants growing by the roadside. "I know," said Maria. "Let's take these plants and give them to the baby Jesus." "All right," said Pablo. So the children gathered up the plants and took them to the church, where they placed them around the manger. Some of the other children teased them because they had no better presents to offer. But Maria and Pablo said nothing. They knew what they had given. Then during the church service, a wonderful thing happened. All around the manger, the plants that Maria and Pablo had brought began to change color. One by one, the green leaves on the plants turned into red petals. And soon the manger was surrounded by beautiful star-like flowers. From that time on, people in Mexico began calling the green plants with the bright red petals the flower of the Christmas Eve. Others came to call it the poinsettia, and to this day it is a favorite flower at Christmas time everywhere. children will now sing Feliz Navidad.
That was classic. I knew.
That's our 3 4 prize for you. Winter is a special time for the Jewish children, for that is when they celebrate Hanukkah, or the Feast of Lights. This celebration began in Jerusalem some 2,000 years ago, when it began as a lighting of the sacred temple lamp, which miraculously continued to burn for 8 full days. On every night of Hanukkah, the children gather around the Hanukkah menorah, a special candelabra that holds 9 candles. After the lighting of the menorah, the children usually receive presents, one for each of the 9 days of Hanukkah. A favorite gift for young children is a dreidel, a cone-shaped top. The children love spinning them to play games. Here's our own Grace Lilly singing her dreidel song.
How cute. Oh.
Dreidel, dreidel, I made a play. When it's time ready, dreidel, I can play.
We will now travel to Germany for the celebrations and folk tales. Many of our traditions that we use today come from here. Children in Germany look forward to Christmas around the end of November. They receive Advent calendars to use for counting the days until Christmas. Each house has an Advent wreath that holds 4 red candles, one for lighting on each of the 4 Sundays before Christmas. On the night of December 5th, the children wait for a visit from St. Nicholas. a tall, bearded man who wears the bishop's robe and hat. St. Nicholas makes his rounds riding on a white horse and carrying a bag filled with cookies, fruits, and nuts. Sometimes the children fill their shoes with hay and leave them with a bowl of water for St. Nicholas's horse. Then in the morning, they find small toys and other treats inside their shoes. Between December 6th and Christmas, the children visit fairs where booths are piled high with toys, candies, gingerbread cookies, Christmas trees, and brightly colored ornaments. When they get hungry, they stop for snacks of sausages or plumpy, salty pretzels. On Christmas Eve, the children in each family wait outside the Christmas room while their parents make final preparations. Then they go inside where they see the decorated Christmas tree. And for the first time, around the tree, stacked on little tables, are gaily wrapped presents that have been left by the Christ child. Before the children open their presents, they join hands with their parents and sing O Tannenbaum or O Christmas Tree. Many well-loved Christian customs come from Germany, including the tradition of the Christmas tree. One story says that one starry night on Christmas Eve, Martin Luther was so moved by the beauty of a snow-covered fir tree that he cut it down and took it to his home for the children. Then he decorated the tree with lighted candles to represent the stars. We'll now hear the German folktale, The Spider's Surprise. Long ago in Germany, families allowed their animals to come inside and view the Christmas tree on Christmas Eve. Because the Christ child was born in a stable, they felt that the animals should be part of the Christmas celebration. Because the housewives never allowed the spiders to come inside, they didn't want the cobwebs all over their homes. The spiders were very unhappy about this. So one year they complained to the Christ child. The Christ child felt sorry for the spiders. Late that night, he let them into the house to see the Christmas trees. The spiders loved the trees. All night long they danced in the branches, leaving them covered with cobwebs. In the morning, the housewives saw what the spiders had done, but instead of being angry with them, they were thrilled. For in the night, the Christ child had turned all the cobwebs into sparkling silver tinsel. Please join us now with O Christmas Tree. It's printed in your program. Thank you for joining with us. Now we have to travel all the way from Germany back to the US of A, the land that we love. We'll give the children just a few minutes to get their props ready. Named A Visit from St. Nicholas was published for the first time on December 23rd, 1823 by the New York newspaper, the poem has been reprinted, translated into many languages, and circulated throughout the world. Clement was born in 1779 to a well-known New York family. His father, Reverend Benjamin Moore, was the president of what is now called the Columbia University and was Episcopal Bishop of New York. Moore's father also participated in George Washington's first inauguration and gave last rites to Alexander Hamilton after Hamilton was mortally wounded in 1804 with a duel with Aaron Burr. Despite his accomplishment, Clement Clark Moore is remembered only for "'Twas the Night Before Christmas," which legend says he wrote on Christmas Eve in 1822 during his sleigh ride home from the village after buying a turkey for his family. Some say that the inspiration for Moore's pot-bellied St. Nicholas was a chubby, bewhiskered Dutchman who drove Moore from the Greenwich Village to buy his holiday turkey. Moore never copyrighted his poem and only claimed it as his own over a decade after it was first published. Moore read the poem to his wife and 6 children during the night and supposedly thought no more about it. But a family friend heard about it and submitted the poem to the Centennial, a newspaper in upstate New York, which is published anonymously the following Christmas. Moore's poem immediately caught the attention of the state, then the nation, and then the world. Finally, in 1844, he included it in a book of his poetry. Moore died in 1863 and is buried in Trinity Church Cemetery in Lower Manhattan, New York. Because of his mere trifle, as he called it, 175 years ago, Clement Clark Moore almost single-handedly defined our now timeless image of Santa Claus. "'Twas the night before Christmas. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hope that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads. Mama in her kerchief, and I in my cap, had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the roof there rose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutter, threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of a new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. Then what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer. With a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his coursers they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall. Now dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they met with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the coursers they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling, I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each tiny hoof. As I drew in my hat and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back. He looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard on his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a round belly. It shook when he laughed like a little bowl of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him, in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, and turned with a jerk. And laying his finger aside of his nose, and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him explain ere he drove out of sight, Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Our twos are going to now join us, and they're going to all sing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Who was Santa Claus again? So did I, because she told me that he was going to try on the suit and make sure everything fit okay. That's why I dressed him like this because he was going to wear Santa Claus suits. So I dressed him up.
Travels at Christmas. We hope you all enjoyed them with us. On behalf of Kimsey Castle and his staff, first of all, we'd like to congratulate Cece and Brian on Kimsey Castle's 1-year anniversary as of tomorrow. Congratulations. It wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here tonight. On behalf of all the staff at Kimsey Castle, we'd like to wish each and every one of you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We all join together singing, We Wish You a Merry Christmas. Thank you and good night. Stay around for there's treats in the back too, so help yourselves when we get done.